What's up, folks? I'm Walter Brnasiak, and this is Top 5. Here we count down the best and worst performances of our most beloved actors. Today, we take a look at the worst of Officer Tom Hansen himself, Johnny Depp. Last week, we highlighted his best, and there are many more good performances than bad for Johnny Depp, but his record is not unblemished. I really respect him for taking so many risks as an actor. He's not afraid to try new things. The issue with taking those risks, though, is that sometimes they pay off, but other times, well, you'll see. These are his top 5 worst performances. Number 5, Frank Tupello in The Tourist. Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie in an action mystery thriller? Sounds good, right? American Frank Tupello is taking a trip through Europe when he runs into the alluring Elise Clifton Ward. Their innocent flirting quickly evolves into a dangerous chase that involves gangsters and the police when they suspect Frank of being Elise's criminal significant other, Alexander Pierce. The main problem here is there's absolutely no chemistry between Depp and Jolie. Nothing about their interactions are ever interesting or feel authentic at all. This affects their delivery and performances. Depp seems like he's sleepwalking through this one. He's really boring, just like this movie. And yes, I know he's supposed to be playing a regular schlub, but how about some kind of emotional reaction to anything?
Please don't do this. Sir, I've done nothing wrong. Please, you can't do this. I haven't done anything. I shouldn't be here.
This also has the most predictable twist ending ever. This is just about as boring a movie as Depp has ever done, and I think he knows it. Number 4, Dr. Will Castor in Transcendence. Yes, The Tourist is boring and Depp looks bored in it, but his performance in Transcendence makes that look like Brando in The Godfather. Dr. Will Castor is the worldwide leader in the creation of the most highly advanced artificial intelligence on Earth. When extremists try to kill him, his wife Evelyn has one idea to save his consciousness: put his mind into a computer where he can live on. After expanding his influence to building a whole technological sanctuary, Evelyn starts to question Will's motives, and she starts to think, like many others, that this version of Will may not be the same one who physically died. This is Wally Pfister's directorial debut. He's usually Christopher Nolan's director of photography, and a damn good one. While the ideas presented in Transcendence are intriguing, they don't live up to what could be done with the material, and Depp at no point looks like he wants to be there. Yes, he plays a guy who gets sick, then turns into a computer, but even before that, Depp's performance is the flattest I've ever seen from him. It's like he doesn't even care. He barely finishes his own sentences.
Isn't that what man has always done?
Eventually, Depp's character does return to a physical body, and even then, there's no trace of the man who brought us all those great performances. I understand Will is more of an introverted character, but we needed something from him at some point that resembled some sort of emotion.
Deafen, deal, Dean, dealer, fair, farewell.
Oh, sorry. Number 3, Charlie Mordecai in Mordecai. Here's an example of Depp trying out something new in a performance that he clearly gave his all to. Unfortunately, it's pretty far down below the bar for a Johnny Depp performance. Based on the Kirill Bonfiglioli novel series, Mordecai follows its goofy titular character on an adventure to find a stolen Goya painting. This painting is also said to have a code to a bank account filled with Nazi gold. As Mordecai finds out, he's not the only person after the painting, and this results in some wacky hijinks throughout his globe-trotting escapade. This seems like Johnny Depp's best impersonation of a bad Mike Myers performance. The laughs are scarce in this one. It's even hard for me to understand what he's saying a lot of the time. Mordecai is just too obnoxious to carry his own movie. I can maybe see this character working in a supporting role in a different movie, but here it's just an overload of annoyance.
I do recall a vague memory of her having once, involuntarily one would hope, releasing a fart of such frightening power and timber that I feared she had done herself a horrible mischief.
Depp goes for broke here, but is he funny as Mordecai?
No. No. No.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought kind of worked was the Jock-Mordecai relationship. That provides a few chuckles, and Depp's chemistry with Paul Bettany is at least entertaining to watch. Overall, though, Mordecai as a movie and a performance was a big misfire for Depp's later career. There were talks of this being a comedy franchise for Lionsgate, but the box office returns seem to have said otherwise. Number 2, Guy Lapointe in Tusk. I don't like Tusk, like at all. I love Kevin Smith, and I love some of his older movies. I'm also a big fan of the man himself, but this movie is just too weird. And Depp fell right into the madness with his Canadian inspector character. Podcaster Wallace Brighton tries to get an interview with a strange old man with an extraordinary past. However, what ensues is a horrific nightmare involving a walrus that has the American wishing he never traveled into the true north. Depp isn't in this movie for all that long, but boy did he make an impression. Much like Mordecai, just having an accent doesn't make a character funny. Crossing your eyes doesn't either. In his few scenes, Depp just seems to be rambling. It feels like a lot of his lines are ad-libbed and they just left it in because they thought it was funny. Once again, an off-the-wall character like this may have worked in another movie, maybe in a movie where he's more restrained, but here, it's a little overboard. He has a flashback scene with Howard Howe, and the bad accents bouncing off each other are almost unbearable.
Have you ever been to Poutine Weenie on Rue de Jour?
Poutine really does not agree with me.
Oh,
My
okay.
innards, it creates such a... Poutine gives me just the worst shits.
I wasn't able to see Yoga Hosers, so is he worse than that? Let me know in the comments. And the number 1 worst Johnny Depp performance is Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I know there are going to be a lot of defenders for this film, but I don't care. I'm saying it. This is one of the most ridiculous, unnecessary remakes in Hollywood history. I can't stand Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. This fantastical story of Charlie Bucket's quest to find a golden ticket and the following tour of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory is told in this adaptation of Roald Dahl's classic book. The true motivations for Wonka's tour slowly present themselves as one by one the small group of children and their parents dwindles down as the exploration progresses. Oh, and it sucks. You know you screwed up when the real Willy Wonka takes your movie as an insult.
I think it's an insult to do that with Johnny Depp, who I think is a good actor, and I like him, but I don't care for that director, and he's a talented man, but I don't care for him for doing stuff like he did.
Since Gene Wilder recently passed away, I think we can all once again look back and realize just how special his Willy Wonka portrayal was. You're not supposed to compare one performance to another for the same character, but it's impossible in this situation. Making this movie was a fool's errand, and Depp put himself right in the line of fire when he agreed to be the new Willy Wonka. He also didn't make it any better with the choices he made to play him the way he did. You've heard the comparisons to Michael Jackson and other strange personas, but I can't 100% blame Depp on this. Tim Burton had to have a huge hand in crafting this version of that character, and when you let someone go that far off the rails, it's your job as a director to rein that actor in and get him back on track. Tim Burton didn't do that with Depp in this movie and basically hung him out to dry. Depp's Wonka is more of a kid than the ones he's entertaining, and that's not what the point of this character is supposed to be.
You know, all those hip, jazzy, super cool, neat, keen, and groovy cats. It's in the fridge, Daddy-O. Are you hep to the jive? Can you dig what I'm laying down? I knew that you could. Slide me some skin. So, brother?
I've heard from some that this is more accurate to the book, but who cares? It fails as a film. The songs are awful, the CG environments are awful, and the purposely creepy images have no point. Introducing Wonka's father was something we didn't need either. Willy Wonka is a mysterious character, and that's one of the reasons he was so great. The less we knew about him, the better. When I was talking about risks earlier, this is one of the biggest of Depp's career. It didn't pay off, but it took guts to try and recreate this character. When we look back, Johnny Depp will probably be remembered as one of the best actors in American film history. So, all in all, I can look past his bad performances pretty easily. I want to hear what you guys think. What is your least favorite Johnny Depp movie and/or performance? Who do you want me to cover next on the show? Leave a comment and let me know. Follow me on Twitter at @awesome_Walter and come back next week for a brand spanking new episode of Top 5.